Hey you. Yeah, you. Smile. Hi friend, you're listening to Marysaystosmile, the podcast I hope you get something out of. Whether it's a smile, laugh, or learning something about whatever it is we're talking about. Hi everybody, it's your girl Mary, and I'm joined with
Zoe!
Yay! Wow, we're doing it. Recording episode 1.
Yee! Alright, so let's just jump right into it.
Okay.
Why did you choose to do a podcast?
So to answer this question, I feel like this is kind of reminds me of when I went into college and I was an English major and people were like, do you love your major? And I was like, I really don't, but I don't know anything else. And they were like, you should be a communications major. And I was like, what is that? And they were like, you basically learn about like talking and how to communicate and everything. And I was like, that's all I love to do. So I've tried, I don't know, YouTube is great and like just making videos are great, but I think podcasts are super fun because you just literally sit down and talk, and I guess people are into that.
Word.
Yeah. So like, why not try it?
Yes, good attitude.
Thank you.
Alright, so what is the podcast going to be about?
First and foremost, I would love for people that listen to my podcast to smile. Marysaystosmile. I think, especially lately, the world is kind of dark and grim. So even though I'm not talking about like extremely hard-hitting topics or, that might happen in the future, but for every episode, I feel like there will be a moment, hopefully, where something funny happens or just people smile from listening to us talk. So first and foremost, making people smile, laugh, be happy. And then second, hopefully people learn something from every episode, whether it be from our stories that we share, what not to do or what to do. Advice. I feel like there's going to be certain topics we talk about and it's just going to be very, from our experiences, this is what you guys probably should do and da-da-da-da-da. Stuff like that. I will say there's going to be a few random episodes because I just want to do what I want. So we can talk about like favorite shows. I really want you to talk about Drag Race and Drag Queen because I know you're passionate and just stuff like that. Yes.
I definitely think people will smile. You make me smile,
Thank
Twinnie.
you. Oh, I love you.
Next question. What is the rating or demographic of your show going to be?
Right. This one I feel was tricky when I was thinking about it purely because everyone is different. It's hard. I kind of want to have young people feel like or like young people's parents feel like they could probably maybe be able to listen to this podcast. But at the same time, I am a 25-year-old and my guests are like 21 and up. So I feel like it's probably going to go for the more older demographic because we're in our 20s. We're going to talk about mature topics. It's just going to come up. As for like those topics and languages, I also think it's going to be whoever I have with because my guests, my other people that I invite to speak or be on this podcast, it's going to be whatever you feel because I know certain people are just rated G for everyone and I love that. So if you don't feel comfortable, just F-bomb, penis, vagina.
Well, there you have
it. There it is, guys. Then yeah, I don't want them to feel pressure too, but at the same time, I want people who do all those things because that is just how they express themselves to feel able to do that. So I guess just depending on who my guest is, the rating and demographic will probably change. I will say if it is mature content / explicit language, I'll probably note it in the title / description so then people will know what they're getting into.
Nice. All right. When will episodes be uploaded?
So on Instagram, follow my Instagram, Marysaystosmile. Wow, shocker. But I have a series going on right now on IGTV where I upload every Monday. It's Crushed by My Crush, fun fact. But anyways, so I think this is going to like replace that.
Oh.
So Mondays. I'm not really sure the time yet, but for now, just Mondays. It'll be up.
Nice.
Okay, so now that we've got all of that stuff out of the way, I think we should just dive into today's topic.
Cool.
So as we said before, we have my friend Zoe here.
Hey.
And so basically, I just want to talk about like how we became friends. And I guess the topic is just us. Or the topic is TWINNIE. Yes. So, TWINNIE, when we first met, do you remember your first impression of me? It was a while ago.
It was a while ago, but I don't know if you remember this. So I was at Island Dance Academy.
Yes.
Oh, did you remember this? I think this was the first time we met, that's why.
Oh, okay, wait, tell me more.
I think it was. And then you came in, I had no clue who you were, but you knew the people that I was with. Because again, our lives were not intertwined until later in life, even though the people around us were intertwined with us.
Yes.
It makes no sense.
Like how we did not meet sooner.
Yes. But my first impression was that you were just this really positive, loud, but that's a good thing. I don't mean that in a negative way. Yes. I'm also loud. Positive, loud, enthusiastic, friendly person. I could tell that you were way more on the extrovert side just because you came in and talked to me, even though you didn't know who I was.
Okay, look-y, I don't remember
You do not remember this? I'm pretty sure you had to come and drop off papers or something because you were taking that hip-hop class.
Oh, word. Okay, so it's like the Babes in Toyland vibes.
Probably, yeah. Yes. So I had to have been, I think, like 8th grade.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was kind of a while ago. I'm 21 years old currently, just to give some background. But yeah, and I was just so confused because most of the people that I surrounded myself with at that time, maybe it's also because I was an angsty teenager, were not giving me those vibes. So it was like, whoa, it was overwhelming, but in a nice, new, fresh way.
Yes.
And I didn't see you maybe at like Obon or different community events or performances. I saw you from afar. Right. We didn't make contact again until I was in college.
That's right.
Yes.
When we did Trace Dance, that was your freshman year of college?
Oh, lies. Absolute lies. My senior year in high school then.
Senior year in high school.
Yeah.
Okay. So, fun fact, I'm a stalker. We all know this. No?
Well, now they do.
They do now. But it's like a good kind of stalker, not like the creepy. No, but like, I don't know why, but I'm like, I love to know about like the popular kids. Oh. And to me, I thought you were so popular, even though you're like 4 years younger than me. People would talk about you and I'd be like, who is this Zoe? Like,
with an I.
Zoe with an I. Like, who is she? And your Instagram would pop up and I'm like, wow, this content is so good. Like, you gave me the Tumblr girl aesthetic with the bun and the bow. Oh my god. Yeah, she's really finding out about the stalker.
Deep.
But it was deep. So then I really don't remember Babes in Toyland too much, but then we have a freaking picture together on Facebook. I saw a picture of us together from Babes in Toyland, and I was like, okay.
Like just us?
No, it was a group for sure, but we were both in it, and I was like, fascinating.
It's like Inception.
It is. But for me, when I think about when we first met, I think about that summer where we're in a dance performance, and this guy asked a bunch of different dancers to come together to be in a piece. Really great concept. I think it was really fun.
He really started the trend of doing that.
Yes, asking different people from different studios, and yes. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the girl. This is the one I see on Instagram. Okay. And I was just like, okay, she's wicked talented. Period.
Oh,
your legs were doing things that I could never.
Back in the day before I was broken.
But I was just like literally first impression was she's popular, wicked talented dancer. Let's be friends.
I'm glad that it was a positive first impression. I don't usually get that off.
Oh my
Major
gosh.
RBF and introverted.
See, I think that's so funny because whenever I see you interact with people, I'm like, she's extroverted. She's so friendly. I love her. And then you're just like, I'm introverted and angsty. And I'm like, okay. But, I guess it just goes to show that what you put out to people / people you're not really close with, it's like different vibes.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe not viewers, listeners will be able to relate to that. But for me, it's extroverts like you that bring out my more extrovert side.
Oh, okay.
Because if let's just say I'm by myself in a completely new environment with absolutely no one that I know, I'm not usually the one to initiate contact. But once someone talks to me and I feel like they have a good vibe, that we're kind of on the same page, then I begin to be comfortable and then just let it all out.
Love that. Love that. Yes.
So you brought that out of me.
Oh, I love that.
So how exactly did we become friends then?
So we were in that piece.
Yes.
We had to do rehearsals and such. I don't know. How did we become like friends? Was it that collective where we like had the talk in your car? I'm really not too sure, actually. I was like, could it be the other
These
one?
are great questions. No, it was not the first dance collective show that we like to participate in.
Shout out.
But no, I don't think it was our first collective. I think that first collective we met. Yes.
We had conversations.
And there was finally the collision. Yes. The Big Bang.
Okay, well, I just know it has to be. We shout out to dance, best performing art thing. Kind of, not really. I mean, yes, but anyways, dance really brought us together. So I feel like it was maybe the next collective. We were in another piece together, and we were already like, oh, Zoi, Mary, hi. And then I just remember we just started talking more. We found out we had a lot of things in common. Mm-hmm. Oh, and we reacted to things the same way. So people would say things, and we would both be like, yes. And everyone else would just look at us and we'd be like, well, she did the same thing, so it's fine.
Yes. I actually think it was INT because you had just graduated, but you were still involved in helping to recruit people and be a friendly face because you were like one of the friendliest people that they had. So I think it was a good marketing strategy on their behalf. But yeah, I remember you being in at least the first month or two
of
INT
right.
practices.
Yes.
And so that's when, they asked the question to get to know everyone there. Mm-hmm. And then there was more talking rather than performing with one another. Yes. And then we had that one performance for that like mental health day in the cafeteria.
Oh my gosh,
it was the Bruno Mars song.
Yes. And threw that together.
Yes, threw that together through the stress, through the performance, all of that combined.
Yes.
We, I think, became closer because I remember giving you a ride to your house because you had to pick up something, and you were like, I think you'll be here more often after this.
Oh my gosh.
I remember those words, and I was like, maybe I will.
And then now you are.
I am.
Wow. I say all this stuff and I never remember TBH.
Well, but like, it had an impact. So I remembered. Yes.
So I just remember us being friends. And then we call each other Twinnie.
Yes.
So for people listening, we look nothing alike.
Absolutely not at all, but you should follow us on Instagram so you can see it for yourself.
Yes. We are on each other's Instagram, so you'll see it. But I think it's funny when people that don't know our friendship hear us calling each other Twinnie. Because I think when people think twins, they think identical. They look alike. Like, wow, we look nothing alike. But our souls are twins.
Absolutely.
The way we talk, personality, most thoughts and opinions, very similar.
Yes.
I think, but like our like just not deciding, but like our main characteristic of being twinnies though is we say things at the same time the exact same way.
Yes. And sometimes if we don't spend a lot of time together, I'm like, oh my gosh, our like telekinesis
is going to disconnect.
Yes, it's disconnecting. I feel it wavering, and then we hang out. I'm like, it's going strong.
It is.
We still have that bond.
Exactly. I think my favorite moment, though, was when we were at Target with Simi. And she was like, my sister killed her...
Cactus? It was
a cactus. Succulent. And we were both like, how do you kill a succulent at the exact same time? Yes. And there was a stranger man, and he was just like, that was freaky. And we were like, thanks. Like, that was when I was like, oh, this is a thing.
This is real.
It's real. But also, like, I feel like we're, like, because we're also very close, like, our friendship just, you're like a sister.
You're like a sister to me too, girl.
But I'll never forget that one time we were in a car. I think we were waiting for rehearsal or something, because we were, like, in front of the theater.
Oh, yes. We were waiting for a rehearsal.
We were waiting for a rehearsal, and I just remember I love to dive in deep there is no shallow end. Like, if I think that you are best friend material, I'm just going to ask you some hard-hitting questions and see how you react.
PSA, she is not exaggerating.
Not at all. Like,
she's a swimmer. She dives in.
Dives in. I'm just like, we had a close friend pass away, and we just dove into that topic. Like,
of all the topics.
Like, oh, hey, how's it going? Yeah, like, you want to just wait together? Yeah. Okay, so remember when that happened? And we just went deep, and we were just like sharing very personal feelings and thoughts. And I just remember we both were crying.
Deadass.
And another thing that I really love about us is we're both emotional.
Yeah, there was a time in my life where I was like, no emotions, hate it, let's just be
stone cold,
a bitch all the time.
Yeah.
And then I realized, well, that's kind of scary to people. I'm actually a nice person, I don't want to scare everyone away, but it was a major defense mechanism because I'm just like, I'm not trying to get close enough to people where they're going to hurt me. But it was different with you. I don't know. I just was like, I can trust her. Let's go. Let's do it.
I'm so happy you were down. But in our friend group, I would say we're the most emotional. So
definitely.
I needed that because sometimes when I'm with our group of friends and Twinnie is not there, like, we watch movies or people say things and I'm just like, and I'm just like, if Twinnie was here, she would be doing the same thing.
No, absolutely. My favorite moments are when we were hanging out with the entire squad and then we hear something that like touches our heart or like breaks our heart a little bit.
Yes.
I just reach out.
Yes.
But Twinnie is always reaching out at the same time.
Yes.
That's how I know you're there and I know you're listening and I know that we are thinking the same thing.
And we're on that same wavelength.
Yes. Like just that little handhold. It's like, okay, we're good. All right. Moving on. Okay.
Period. And also, like, I appreciate your comfort because people don't realize sometimes that what they're saying to me, I'm taking it personally. And so I'm just like, okay. And I feel like that I'm, like, not okay. So you, like, will reach out and, like, hold my hand. And I'm like, I can do this. I'm fine. It's whatever. I'm a strong this.
Well, I think that's helpful in any friendship. And that's what's really important is that I know what you're feeling, even if you don't have to say that you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
Because I notice that sometimes when people don't realize that, they go in a lot harder than they need to, and then it just makes the situation worse.
Yes.
Or you as the person might not feel like you are being heard or valued because certain body language, certain social cues are being ignored.
Yes.
Yeah. So I appreciate that we have that rapport.
Yes. I just love our communication. I think that's about it,
Yeah, okay. Well, do you think we would have been friends earlier in life? This is the juicy question.
This is the fun question. So I feel like people are constantly changing, evolving, and like I am not the same person I was in intermediate or high school to completely different Marys. Period. I mean, we still crazy, kind of rambunctious, all that great stuff, but I don't know if we, like, because I think I said this, we're 4 years apart.
Yes.
So if we met later on at, like, so when you were in 8th grade, I was, like, a sophomore in high school? I can't do that.
Sis.
Junior.
Senior.
Is it? Oh, my gosh. I'm so old, y'all. But no, but, senior year Mary, or, like, no, like, had we met, like, when I was, like, sophomore year Mary, and you were, like, little bit of baby Zoe, I don't know, because I was a lot. Like, I mean, I'm still a lot, but I had no restrictions, and I think that's why some people back then were also very turned off by me, because I would just get up in people's faces and not care, and just, I don't know, I was very, like, in your face, extra. I think I'm still extra, but, like, I respect people's boundaries more now, and I don't think I did that back then. And I was just really annoying. Like, when I think about, like, younger me, I'm just like, she didn't really care what other people thought, but she did, and it was just weird. Yeah.
I think it's really hilarious that you say you were really annoying, because I, as a person, generally am easily annoyed.
Yeah.
So perhaps, yes, it wouldn't have worked. But at the same time, I was also really in your face. I mean, I have friends who can attest to the fact, I was a bully or whatever. But I did it coming from a place that was really passionate about my friends.
Yeah.
Like, something that has remained constant throughout all my life is I am a ride or die. I'm a loyal hoe.
She is.
And so, maybe not really. No, but in terms of friendship,
yes.
You know, I am there for them because I know how important it is to have someone who's there for you. So maybe in that respect, we would have been similar and able to see each other, like, why we are the way that we are.
Yeah.
But I still think that we probably wouldn't have been friends because we were both in the stage of not necessarily respecting other people's boundaries.
Yeah.
And so we wouldn't be able to even just know our own.
Exactly. I just felt like if we met when we were younger and we tried to be what we are right now, it would just be like two opposite forces just like colliding.
Also, we just been through more now.
Yes.
I think like back then, my biggest problem was my boyfriend, who I didn't even go on dates with. 8th grade relationships were literally via text.
Or like you see each other in school.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, you held hands during wiki. Big stuff. But you know what I mean? So we're also just more mature, so we have the ability to have these mature conversations, be mature with other people who are also mature. Maturity!
Take a shot every time we said mature.
Mature.
So going off our maturity, I just remember one of our, like, also another big, like, moment for me was when you got really hurt by someone and you were like, I need to talk to someone. And I called you at 12 a.m. after a shift at the restaurant.
Word.
And you were just like, this person is doing all these things, da-da-da. And I just knew, like, young Mary would have been like, let's go fight her. Like, let's go find her. Like,
I mean, sometimes we still feel like that.
We still feel like that.
We toned it down.
We're like, we're not going to jail. But I just remember I was like, okay, I know that this girl is in the wrong. She's a terrible person, whatever. But I don't want to gas you up in that way because later on you're probably just going to be like, I shouldn't have done that. So we just had a really good conversation. Like, okay, I totally understand your feelings, but like, let us just think about it and go about it in this way.
Voice of reason.
And you have definitely done that for me because I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm overthinking this and this. And you're just like, okay, wait, let's break it down. Let's think about it.
Bring it back.
We ground each other.
Word.
But also bring each other really, really high up.
We elevate.
Yes.
Okay, well, what do you think makes our friendship unique? Especially in comparison to maybe other friendships or other friendships that we have with other people.
One of the things, I feel like, so every friendship is different, but I, like, want to spend 24/7 with you, low-key, 365 days a year. I would just be like, anytime we're down to hang out, I'm just like, I would love to hang out with Zoe, or I want to be around Zoe all the time. But I know that you need space. You need time to yourself. I love that. I think sometimes I need space because I've seen
that I need space.
That you need space. And I'm like, that's so healthy. Like, yes. But I think before, or like with certain people, I take it the wrong way when they need space. And I feel like because we've talked about it and just I understand you better as a person, like giving you space is good. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. But I guess in this friendship, I'm down to give you space.
Word.
But in some other friendships, I'm not down to give other people space.
This is a really reflective moment.
It is like I realize things that I realize
when I'm realizing
But do you know what I mean though? Like, or I guess when some people tell me they need space, I take it like, oh, okay.
Oh, so you don't like me.
You don't like me. You don't want to hang out. Okay, fine. You want to cut me out of your life. Dramatic. But when you're like, I need space, I'm like, that's fine. You let me know when you want to hang out.
That's so funny.
Well, that's what I was trying to say through that whole circle loop.
I think that just shows the strength of our relationship.
Yes.
You know, and again, that you are doing better with respecting other people's boundaries.
Trying to, yes.
For me, I think what makes our friendship unique is how I see us interact versus how I interact with, like, say, my high school friends. Like, it's a mature relationship, but also I feel like you give me patience and you make me nicer.
Aww.
Or at least externally, how people view me. If I'm around you, I seem a lot nicer than when I'm around other friends. Because I know that you like to be spoken to in a certain way. Like, I cannot just be like, shut the fuck up.
You're being dumb right now.
Oh, wow, that was first F-bomb dropped.
We love it.
But you know what I mean? Because I know that you're not going to react to it well if it is delivered in that manner.
Yes.
Versus I have friends where they will not listen unless I react to them in that manner.
Right.
And vice versa, I know that that's how they communicate with me.
Yes.
So we have that understanding to be able to be just overly frank, overly honest.
Yes.
Versus I know with you, I'll have to approach it in a certain way.
I appreciate you.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
I think it's really funny because me, you, and then I have this other friend who is a part of the group that we speak very frankly to one another. We hung out once. We had breakfast that one time. Oh my gosh,
that was like the craziest thing to witness.
And I was seriously exposed because I think I had like two personalities where I'd be talking to you really nicely.
And then you turn to her.
Yes, and I'd be like, excuse me.
And she would literally be like,
who are you?
Like, yeah, or she was just like, why do you speak nice to Mary and you don't speak nice to us?
Exactly. And then, I don't know if I told you this, but after we finished that sit down in the group chat with her
and,
my other high school friends, she was like, I literally was confused. I was like, Zoe, new bitch, who this?
Who this?
What a fake hoe. Like, that's what but, you know.
Yeah.
So, I think that's really interesting, but I also think it goes to show that people aren't necessarily fake when they hang out with different people, but it brings out a certain part of them that maybe others don't.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah. But also, I'm just like, wow, she's really showing her amazing communication skills because you know how to get those messages delivered, but in a way that people want to receive them. Because I don't think it's fake when people talk to people a certain way because, I know what you mean. Like, some people, I'm like, okay, you gotta tell it how it is. Some people, they need the half-seas. You say it, but you say it in a good way. And then some people, I'm just like, oh, yeah, you.
But I also think it only comes with relationship or, like, when you build that trust. Yeah. Because there have been many times where I just tell it like it is to people because I don't know how they're going to react. I don't know if they'll be offended. Yeah. Most times they are. But, you know, I learn from it. Yes. Yeah. It comes with time.
Another reason why, or not reason, I think our relationship is different and unique is kind of our timeline.
A word.
Like, when we first became really good friends, it felt like we had been friends for 5 years when it was like a year. Yeah. And even now, I always feel like our friendship is in a weird place because, not a weird place, but like, it feels like we've been friends for almost half of our lives, but it's only been like a couple of years or something.
Yeah, whenever we're with like other groups of friends and then we bring up stuff from way back when, like maybe 5th grade or something, I'm always learning new things because I have absolutely no clue what your life is really like back then.
Yes. Like, I think it's funny because we are constantly learning about each other. Like, there's always new things to learn, especially about the past. But like, at the same time, it feels like I low-key know everything.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
It's a weird conundrum. Yes.
We're so cute. I just love us.
that was interesting though. Yeah, because that is true. When we talk about our past, I'm always like, oh yeah, like what is that?
What is that?
Like, who are
you?
Or sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, yeah, when I was a freshman in high school, you were there, and you were like, no, I was not even there. So, Twinnie, how do you think we're different from one another? We said a lot of our similarities, but like, how are we different?
So I was thinking about this question, and the first thing that came to mind was the fact that we submit to different religions, you know. You love Jesus. Yes,
I love Jesus.
I'm all about Buddha. But at the same time, after giving it more thought, I think that's what also makes us similar.
Because we're so passionate about our religions.
That, and I feel like if you are a true like follower, believer in a higher power, whatever it is that you believe in, then the goal is always the same. Like, the goal is always to find peace, unity, and, you know, your identity, and then above all that, you know, like, find out how you can be a contributor rather than a taker. To the world.
Yes, I wouldn't have said it any other way.
You know, so it's a difference, but it's also a similarity.
Yes. Wow. I've never thought about it like that. I also always forget that, but then it always comes up and I'm like, no big deal. Word.
Yes, and I appreciate that. You know, I don't think, like, people marry within different religions all the time.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people can't be friends with other religions.
Yeah.
But I have encountered people who are not about it.
Yes. I am always shocked when I find a Christian and they're like, oh, your friends aren't all Christians? And I'm like, no. And they're just like, oh, well, then you can't be friends with them. Or like, they're such bad people. I'm just like, whoa, homie, love others.
Yeah, well, that's also why I say true believer, because I think that Jesus is like, be good to people.
Be homie.
It's not a good thing to be telling people to go to hell. I've been told I'm going to go to hell because I do not believe in God.
Right. Honestly, I've never met a Buddhist that will shove religion down my throat / tell me negative things about like why I should conform to the religion, because if not negative effect. Mm-hmm. I have met rude Buddhists, but that's because personality. Not because of religion. Yes. The majority of Buddhists I know are seriously so nice.
We love.
Period.
Do you think we're different in other ways?
So I say we have most similar thoughts and opinions on things, but we also do have differences.
Yes.
Like, our dating styles are different.
Word.
How we treat men that we are dating is different. I don't think it's a bad way. I mean, bad. I just think that's one of the differences that we have. Like, when we talk about, like, how we treat our boyfriends or such.
Do you want to go into it? We can go into it.
We can go into it? Okay. I think, well, sometimes I do want to, like, be more like you and be like, I also need to put myself first in a relationship and not just, like, put my mans above everyone and everything, because I don't know, when you enter a relationship with a guy, like, to me, it's either going to end up, you're getting married, you're breaking up. And when you just put someone on such a high pedestal, it's just no bueno. So yes, obviously, because you're with them and you like them or love them, whatever, you want to respect them and their thoughts and opinions. But at the same time, if they're doing something you're not okay with, don't just push it down. Voice your opinion.
Absolutely.
Tell them what's up.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Twinnie has witnessed it. I am currently in a relationship and we don't always see eye to eye. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's the feminist in me, if it is just the bad bitch.
It's part of her.
It is part of her. But I personally feel like relationships are just supposed to be like additive. They are toppings to the beautiful, wonderful cake that you've already made.
Yes.
They are not the ingredients.
Yes. It's not like your life is supposed to be about finding someone.
Yes, and I definitely know people who, once they're in a relationship, their entire world revolves around them and all of their decision-making revolves around them. But it's a healthy relationship.
Right.
And they both feel that way, and I think that's fine.
Right.
But, like, for me personally, I cannot be in a relationship where my significant other would just do everything around us, because then I would just feel selfish and resented because I know that there are certain things that I have to put first. When I got into the relationship I'm in, I told him that my career will come first. Yeah. Because I will not be happy with us if I'm not happy.
Exactly. Rachel and... Why am I forgetting his name? Rachel and Finn.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, what?
From Glee. Rachel and Finn, if you know that reference, you're down. If you're not... Go watch that episode.
Yes. But I think I also have a looser definition to being in a relationship.
That is true too. Because I take things very seriously, where you're a little bit more loose, go with the flow, chill, which I think is good. It's just different. I think it's just we've seen different relationships. Yeah. And we've been a part of different relationships.
I think that has a lot to do with it.
I think that has a lot to do with it. Oh, that's one of our differences too, is like kind of our upbringing.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm a hoe and then married. I'm gonna lean back. I'm laughing.
I was never gonna say that.
I know, but I am.
Oh my gosh. I will never get over it. Zoe, you a hoe? What? And I was just like, oh my god. But you were like, I mean, it's true, but you said it like that. That person I called you out, I was like, what? Yes, you definitely dated more than I have.
Yes. Which I think is why I feel the way that I feel. Because I know that if I break up with someone or it doesn't work out, I will be fine. I was fine on my own for the longest time. You are not my world. I am my world.
Period.
Oh my god, there's gonna be so many people who think it's fine. It's fine.
You know what? I think, first of all, it doesn't matter what some people think. But second of all, it's just like, you're basically what it is, you're independent.
Yeah.
You're independent. If you find love, that's great, amazing, cool. But you're going to do what you set out to do, and it's going to be great.
I think you have the same mindset as well. However, I think you care more about what people think.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. Yeah. But we definitely had a discussion.
Yes.
Where you express that sometimes the way you're feeling is not necessarily how you're feeling. It's a reflection of what other people are feeling first.
That is true. I'm very, empathetic.
Yeah.
And sometimes my emotions, I will literally just feed off of the emotions in the room. So if everyone's annoyed and I'm in a good mood, I will just turn annoyed. But vice versa, sometimes it's nice because when people are happy, I'll be happy.
Yeah, but I think that's also what makes you more a compassionate person. Because you're able to connect a lot more with people on that deeper level.
I always think it's funny when we talk about this because I literally just think you're so good with people and everything. And then you're just like, no, thank you. Or I think it's more like I want to be really great with people versus you're just like, if I have to be, I will. But it's not something that you'll go out of your way to do.
I think it might just be that, I take things very seriously, but at the same time, I don't. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
You know, I think there are just certain things that are super cash, and it's like, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And there are certain things where it's like, oh my god, it feels like the end of my world.
Yeah.
But I know it's not. I don't know how to... Do you know what I mean?
I do. It just depends on, I feel like the topic.
Yeah, I don't even know where I'm trying to go with this.
I really went there, so it's fine.
But I just don't expect much from people. I think that's where it stems from. I always... oh my god, that sounds terrible. But I always assume that there is a chance that somebody's going to let me down. Right. Therefore, I'm not trying to invest all my time, feelings, effort, money, blah, blah, blah. Right. In making it work. If it doesn't even feel like they're making it work. Right. But I feel like you give more people more chances. Oh my gosh, I do. You do, and I think that's another big difference. Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
One and done.
Bye.
Yes. But that's why I really, love that we learn from each other.
Yes.
Because I feel like, I made you a smidge more compassionate, but at the same time, you have made me realize I need to know my self-worth. And some people are just not worth it.
Exactly. It's a good conversation.
That was a really good conversation.
I didn't think it was going to go there.
Yeah. Loki, I was just like, am I going to cry? Always, though.
True. All right. Well, why do you think our friendship or having a quote-unquote twinnie is so important?
Okay, so I read this book once, and they talked about something like this. They were like, do you have a 3 a.m. person? I also ask people this. I'm like, who's your 3 a.m.? Who is your best friend? And when people, have no answer or no response, I genuinely feel so bad for them. Because I'm like, you don't know what you're missing out on. I just feel like everyone needs to have that person that they can go to for anything, whether it's good or bad. I love having someone to share joy with, but at the same time, I need someone that I know is going to be there when I'm drunk as hell on the side of the road at 3 a.m. that you're going to come pick me up.
Word.
Or some really bad life-happening events happened and I'm just feeling like crap and I just need someone who's going to be there to talk me through things, you know? And people that don't have that, I'm just like, damn, you need a Zoe in your life.
Yeah, no. I definitely feel bad for people who do not have a person.
Yeah.
For those of you who watch Grey's Anatomy, you know Christina and Meredith. Yes! That is who you need. I think it needs to be a platonic friend.
It has to be.
It has to be platonic.
Platonic.
Because I feel like if you invest everything in your significant other, what happens if you break up?
So dangerous. So dangerous. Bella from New Moon. Every time. It's going to be an analogy that I use multiple times on this podcast. Bella from New Moon, toxic. Put some of your love into your friends. Put some of your love into your relationship. Obviously, spread the love. Because when you put 100% of your love into your relationship and then they're just like, I'm digging out because I almost killed you, and you just fall apart.
This is also why I think the show is for certain audiences, because there's probably some married couple out there who are like, these girls don't know what they're talking about.
True.
And we don't. We're not married, sis. So
I mean, sometimes I'm just like, maybe it's because I haven't found the one. Like, maybe we're going to meet, my stars align, and I'm just like, can't find everything.
But at the same time, they say it's really healthy to have venting sessions, like, quote-unquote, talking behind people's back, if you want to say it that way. But, you know, like, if I'm married, I cannot be talking to my husband about how fucking stupid he is.
Oh my god, yeah, okay, that's true too.
Right?
Like, I expect him to have his voice or his person that he can vent to, and I have mine.
Exactly. And so I think a twinnie, in the broadest definition, is just that 3 a.m. person.
Yes.
That person who is there for you, who you are there for.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever is happening.
Yes.
Yes.
If you don't have your 3 a.m. person, guys, you go get one. You go find them. You go build that beautiful friendship.
Yes. And it's like love at first sight. You'll know when you know.
Honestly. But low-key on that soulmate thing, I just think there's multiple soulmates. You know what I mean? Or, like, there's going to be, like, your love soulmate, but then there's going to be, like, your friend soulmate.
I think that's also why I have looser definitions of like, significant others.
Yeah.
Because I do have different soulmates.
Yes.
Like, you know, and people in my life that I can go to for different things.
Yeah.
And so that's why I really think that everyone is capable of finding love because we are such complex human beings. And we're all going to be able to relate to one another in a way that is needed and that we need from that person.
Yes. I love that.
Yes. So, be a hoe.
Go find your hoes. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, really quick tangent.
Word.
Speaking of all of this, I feel like in your group of friends or people you meet, there's just so many more different types of people out there.
Yes.
So, I was on TikTok, of course.
Of course.
And there was this man who was just like, my love language is physical touch, but the thought of touching someone in real life makes him puke. Or it was like, he's hypersexual, wants to bang everything, but the thought of being with a human or like actually banging someone is like really crazy for him. And so many people in the comments were like, oh my gosh, relatable. Glad people feel the same way. And I was just like, I didn't know this existed. Yeah. Like, humans, we're just, you will find your tribe. You just gotta go out there or something.
Yeah, I think it's a mix of actively seeking it, but also not constantly evaluating every little thing and overthinking every little thing.
True. Because,
you know, one of our dance teachers, Kea, she always talks about how she found her husband when she wasn't looking.
I hear that story, though, all the time.
Yeah, or, like, from other people.
Yes. Whenever I'm like, I'm so single, I just want to find a man, people are just like, well, then stop looking. And I'm like, okay. And they're just like, when you just don't care and you're happy being single, that's when they fall from the sky into your face and are like, hi, I'm your soulmate.
Word. And that works with friendships as well.
True. Yes.
I didn't know I needed a twinnie until I had a twinnie.
Yes. I just feel like our friendship has just brought so many good things into my life that I didn't know I needed until I was here.
Aw, we're so cute.
Honestly. Okay, so on that note, I think that's a good place to end. I hope you guys enjoyed this friendship journey adventure with us. If you liked it, please subscribe, follow, keep up, listen in every week, and let me know if you want more content like this, if there's different things you want to touch on, all that great stuff. Thank you so much for being here, Twinnie.
Thank you for having me.
The first of many episodes.
Yay.
Bye.
Smile.
Hi there. That was an episode of Marysaystosmile. Please like, share, review, and subscribe. Basically, however you're listening to this podcast. Also, I've made an email for you guys to send questions or topics that you would like for me to discuss/talk about. It's going to be hiMarysaystosmile@gmail.com. One more time, hiMarysaystosmile@gmail.com. Anyways, I hope you have the most amazing day. Bye!